The 20th century saw the rise of a global space race. The United States and the Soviet Union competed for dominance. This competition led to incredible technological advancements. We saw the first satellite in orbit and the first human on the moon. Today, a new space race is emerging. This time the focus is on hypersonic weapons. Hypersonic weapons travel at incredible speeds. They exceed Mach 5, which is 5 times the speed of sound. This speed makes them very difficult to detect and intercept. Hypersonic weapons have the potential to change the nature of warfare. Countries are racing to develop this technology. The stakes are very high. The development of hypersonic weapons is a complex undertaking. It requires expertise in many different fields. These fields include materials science, propulsion systems, and aerodynamics. The United States has been investing heavily in hypersonic research and development. This investment has led to significant progress in recent years. The race for hypersonic weapons is a global concern. These weapons have the potential to destabilize regions and escalate conflicts. It is important for the international community to engage in dialogue and cooperation. We must establish norms and treaties to govern the development and deployment of hypersonic weapons. The future of global security may depend on it. The United States has made notable strides in hypersonic weapon development. The Pentagon has prioritized this technology. They recognize its potential impact on national security. Several branches of the U.S. military are actively involved in hypersonic programs. These programs aim to field a range of hypersonic weapons. One notable program is the Long-Range Hypersonic Weapon, or LRHW. This program is developing a ground-launched hypersonic missile. The LRHW is designed to strike targets from long distances. It travels at speeds that make it difficult to intercept. The U.S. Army plans to deploy the LRHW in the near future. The U.S. Navy is also developing hypersonic weapons. Their focus is on ship-launched missiles. These missiles will give the Navy a significant offensive capability. They will be able to strike targets on land and at sea with great speed and precision. The Navy's hypersonic program is progressing rapidly. The U.S. Air Force is working on air-launched hypersonic missiles. These missiles will be carried by bomber aircraft. They will give the Air Force the ability to strike targets from long distances. The Air Force is also developing hypersonic aircraft. These aircraft will be capable of flying at extremely high speeds. Developing hypersonic weapons is a complex engineering challenge. These weapons must withstand extreme conditions. They face intense heat and pressure as they travel through the atmosphere. Engineers are developing new materials and designs to overcome these challenges. One of the biggest challenges is heat management. Hypersonic vehicles generate tremendous heat as they travel at high speeds. This heat can damage the vehicle's structure and components. Engineers are developing new materials that can withstand these extreme temperatures. Another challenge is propulsion. Hypersonic vehicles require powerful engines to achieve and maintain their high speeds. Traditional jet engines are not efficient at hypersonic speeds. Engineers are developing new types of engines such as scramjets that can operate in this speed regime. Guidance and control are also critical for hypersonic weapons. These weapons must be able to maneuver precisely at high speeds. This requires sophisticated guidance systems and control algorithms. Engineers are developing new technologies to meet these demands. Section 4. Shifting the landscape of warfare. Hypersonic weapons have the potential to revolutionize warfare. Their speed and maneuverability make them very difficult to defend against. This could lead to a shift in military strategy and doctrine. Countries may need to rethink their defense posture in the face of this new threat. One of the most significant impacts of hypersonic weapons is the compression of decision-making timelines. These weapons can travel vast distances in a very short amount of time. This gives adversaries very little time to react. This could lead to an increase in miscalculation and escalation. Hypersonic weapons could also make it more difficult to distinguish between conventional and nuclear attacks. This is because hypersonic vehicles can travel at speeds similar to ballistic missiles. This ambiguity could increase tensions and make it more challenging to manage crises. The deployment of hypersonic weapons could also lead to an arms race. Countries may feel pressure to develop their own hypersonic capabilities to keep up with their rivals. This could lead to a destabilizing spiral of military competition. Section 5. Global reactions and concerns. The development of hypersonic weapons has sparked concern and condemnation from the international community. Many countries view these weapons as destabilizing and dangerous. They fear that the proliferation of hypersonic weapons could lead to a new arms race. Russia in particular has expressed concerns about U.S. hypersonic weapon development. Russia has its own hypersonic programs. It views U.S. advancements as a threat to its security. Russia has warned that it will take steps to counter any perceived threats. China, another major power with hypersonic ambitions, has also voiced its concerns. China is rapidly developing its own hypersonic capabilities. It sees these weapons as a way to challenge US military dominance in the region. China's growing hypersonic arsenal has raised alarms in Washington. Other countries are also closely watching the development of hypersonic weapons. Some are concerned about the potential for these weapons to be used in regional conflicts. Others are worried about the impact on global stability. There is a growing consensus that hypersonic weapons pose a significant threat to international security. Section 6. The future of hypersonic warfare. The future of warfare will be shaped by the development and deployment of hypersonic weapons. These weapons have the potential to change the nature of conflict. They could make wars more unpredictable and dangerous. The international community must work together to address the challenges posed by this new technology. One of the most pressing challenges is the need for arms control. Hypersonic weapons are not currently covered by any existing treaties. This makes it difficult to regulate their development and deployment. The international community must engage in dialogue to establish norms and rules for hypersonic weapons. Another challenge is the need for missile defense. Hypersonic weapons are very difficult to intercept. This is because they travel at high speeds and can maneuver unpredictably. Countries are investing heavily in new missile defense technologies to counter this threat. The development of hypersonic weapons will also have implications for space security. Some hypersonic vehicles are designed to travel through space. This could lead to the weaponization of space, which would have profound consequences for international security. Section 7. Conclusion. Navigating the hypersonic future. The emergence of hypersonic weapons represents a paradigm shift in warfare. These weapons have the potential to destabilize regions, escalate conflicts, and undermine global security. The international community must confront this challenge head-on. We need dialogue, cooperation, and a shared commitment to peace. Technological innovation is a double-edged sword. It can bring progress and prosperity, but it can also create new threats. Hypersonic weapons are a stark reminder of this duality. It is our responsibility to ensure that these weapons are never used. We must strive for a future where technology serves humanity, not the other way around. The path forward is clear. We must prioritize diplomacy, arms control, and the peaceful resolution of disputes. We must invest in international cooperation and build trust between nations. The stakes are too high to fail. The future of our planet may depend on it.